century, a new industrial revolution, a new era that is defined by the bright young minds that make up the new generation, a generation that holds the power to change the future in every single second. A leader of this incredible future is robotics, and the future will be defined by the current children and students. To see how this new generation is currently working to change our futures, let's zoom to the VEX Team 97101W. VEX is an organization that encourages robotics for people of all ages. Our VEX team, Thing 2, ranges from ages 14 to 16, and we compete in VRC. VEX has inspired us in so many ways. It has given us the opportunity to show the world that an all-girls robotics team is just as capable as any other, and it has given us a way to explore our passions in the STEAM fields. Over time, we've learned that VEX isn't all about winning or losing competitions, but about improving upon your mistakes, forging new bonds with your teammates, who soon become another family, supporting other communities, and most of all, loving your work no matter how many times it has frustrated you. We pass on what we have learned to others and learn as we teach. VEX isn't just a competition, it's an experience. And it's an experience that is the future.
Aloha everybody, Keegan Ota here, and welcome back to some Hawaii Robotics actions. The Artemis STEM tournament is coming up in a little while. You'll see that further along here in the video, but we want to welcome you to our presentation of this tournament. 6 teams coming up in just a little while. But again, I am your MC, host, whatever you want to call me. My name is Keegan Ota, and I'm glad that you haven't gotten to know me yet, or if you haven't seen my face in a little while, some of you might think it's a good thing. No, I'm just joking, hopefully. Want to thank, again, to start, first of all, thank you to Art Kimura, Reen Kimura, the entire robotics community, as well as Adria, who's editing this video. Thank you to everybody who's being a part of this situation. And I say situation in terms of the fact that this is not normal, because normally when we hold robotics competitions like this, I'd be in front of the mic. I'd be sitting, not sitting, but I'd be standing in front of you guys giving this opening ceremonial speech. And it's weird because 2020 made it weird. We had the whole pandemic come along. We had the whole thing where we needed to be socially distanced, right? The masks and everything, and which is why I'm doing this from my room instead of doing this out on the gym floor or doing this out in some room where we're holding this competition. It's a little bit different than normal. So we want to, first of all, shout out to the students, because that's the biggest shout out. They are the ones that are making this entire thing possible. They built the robot, and they are the ones that are going to be putting on a show for us today here in Rise Above. So kudos to them. And also, we want to give a big shout out to the parents, to the mentors, to the teachers, because again, without them, the students would have nowhere to go. Sometimes the students would have nowhere to go, and they have people that can back them up that are old, and obviously not helping them build the robot fully, but giving them some advice in some ways. And still, even if we have to be socially distant, the students pull through. And again, it would not be possible more or less times without the mentors, the parents, and the teachers. So again, big shout out to all of you out there who've helped your programs. Again, 6 teams coming up in a little while. We'll introduce them here in a sec, but we want to go through the NASA Artemis program and what their plan is to do. So NASA's Artemis program is an effort to place, get this, astronauts on the lunar surface, aka the moon, and develop an ongoing presence there. So the program's name, by the way, derives off of Artemis, the Greek goddess of the moon and twin sister to Apollo, who's, by the way, the namesake program first brought crews to our natural satellite 50 years ago. Yeah, 50 years ago, before I was born. NASA's Artemis program plans to land the first, listen to this, first woman on the moon and the next man on the moon. So we're really hoping that this NASA Artemis program is a big success. And obviously, we hope everything in science is a success too, because science, right, brings us this entire thing. Without science, where would we be with this vaccine right now that's going into more people's arms? This vaccine that's going around and helping us try to get through this pandemic. And hopefully by next season, I'm hoping by the time the next school season starts, that we're back in action, that we have more tournaments that we can be proud of, that we can host, and we can have a state championship that we can go to send people to the World Championships. And I've been an MC at the World Championships of 2018 and 2019. What I'm wearing is kind of an homage to what I would normally wear in Kentucky. I wouldn't wear this in Hawaii. Trust me, folks. If I was wearing this in Hawaii, I'd be sweating bullets down left and right. There's no way I'd be wearing this when we have competitions here. But what I'm wearing is the vest and the shirt. It's what I would normally wear when I go up to Kentucky, if I am still allowed to go, obviously. But again, I want to give a big shout out to Reen, Art, Kimura for them allowing me to go, as well as the entire robotics community for being so welcoming to me, and me making my way up there again. All thanks to Vex Worlds and all the Vex headquarters people for letting me be up there. But again, an homage to the tournament, and I want to give as best as a presentation as I can to you guys. So we'll move on to the tournament here in a little while, but before that, we have some special words from Dr. Frankie Zhu, who is part of the University of Hawaii at Manoa team.
Hello, Vex Roboticists. I'm Dr. Frankie Zhu, and I'm an assistant researcher at UH Manoa. I am here to just welcome you to this wonderful event. I hope that you really enjoy all of the different matches that you watch. I'm just going to introduce a little bit about me. So I want to maybe inspire you about the path that I've taken and how I'm just a normal human being, but I have progressed throughout my career to be an aerospace engineer and roboticist in the end. So here you'll see a slide about where I grew up, where I did school, and also some of my hobbies. I want to focus most of my time on the work that I've done in the past. So you'll see here that there are several different projects here. On the top left, I've built an experiment where we put magnets on the spherical spacecraft and then superconductors on this other spacecraft, and we flew it in a microgravity flight. A microgravity flight is lovingly called the vomit comet, where everything within an airplane is falling in free fall, and that's how we simulate microgravity. I've also worked on this 3U CubeSat that spits out just hundreds of little cracker-sized spacecraft. You can see them coming out. And then I've also worked on a satellite called Violet, and here Violet is being built in a clean room, and that's why these people are wearing these funny bunny suits. But the research I'm doing at University of Hawaii now is formulated around the Mars rovers, or just any planetary surface rovers. And how befitting is it to talk about it now with the recent successful landing of Perseverance? So my problem formulation is that these rovers have to wake up on extraterrestrial surfaces that they've never seen before, and they need to traverse across a diversity of different terrain. So how does this robot autonomously do so? It needs to sense whether the terrain is ice or if it's rocky and uneven, like this picture below. And it needs to transition its control policy to safely traverse across the diversity of terrain. Sometimes it gets stuck, like in this picture. So you need to foresee that and prevent things like that happening for rovers that are just millions of miles away. And this is also relevant to military applications and natural disaster relief. So that's enough about me. Please do enjoy the event that's upcoming, and good luck to all of our contestants.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sue, for all that you do for the University of Hawaii as well as the entire robotics and engineering community. We hope your future plans are a success. Let's go ahead and introduce our teams now. You're going to see 6 teams up on your screen here in a little while. 2718A, the Mechaneers out of Hilo on the Big Island. Then you've got 28100A and B, the Ka'imiloa robotics team out of Ewa Beach. Now, we've got 3 teams from Hawaii. How about 3 teams from outside of Hawaii? One of which is Team 14366A. That is Generation Artemis from Folsom, California. That's one of the teams. And then we have a team that's not from the United States, not from Hawaii, but a team from Japan. 2 teams coming from there, both from Tokyo. That is Hanamizuki and Beast Hunter 54506A and D. And actually, we have some introductions here. These were videoed by the team, so let's go ahead and meet the teams right now.
Hi, we're the Mechaneers. I'm Jake. I'm a builder, programmer, and driver.
I'm Avery. I'm a builder, programmer, and driver.
I'm Aiden. I'm a programmer and driver and the doctor.
I'm Brayden. I'm a builder and driver.
Hello there! We love space so much that we named ourselves to honor the Artemis program. It fuels our interest in robotics. We are
Generation Artemis!
We will grow up seeing people returning to the moon in 2024, along with amazing technological tools like Viper.
Rovers are a huge reason I started building robots in VexIQ. Apollo's clamp is designed to hold 2 risers securely and pick them up from multiple angles.
It has a sturdy base so it won't tip and moves in all directions, making it easier to control.
Driving a robot is like controlling a machine, similar to how astronauts will dock Orion to the gateway.
And we get to show our awesome video game skills.
We love space and robotics and believe that our team should be featured in the fantasy tournament.
My name is Jacob and I am in 4th grade in Ka'imiloa Robotics Team A. This is our robot and we have 6 wheels with 4 omnidirectional wheels. These omnidirectional wheels let us turn in any direction. We have a tower that has 2 motors on these sides and some stabilizers to make our tower sturdy. We have a 4-bar lift, so it's more sturdier than a 2-bar lift. We also have a hook, so we can hook the risers and not let it go. We also have a plow, so we can push the risers however we want.
Hi, my name is Kalapana. I go to Ka'imiloa. I'm grade 4. I go to robotics and I am on Team B.
Hi, my name is Riley. I go to Ka'imiloa and I'm also grade 4 and in Team B. This is our robot and this is our chassis. We use these Omni wheels so we can move around faster. And this is our tower. These are stabilizers. We use these stabilizers to make our tower stable. And we use these wheels for more weight so we don't tip over when trying to stack.
This is our 4-bar arm. It's for our arm. We have 2 motors on the side so we have more power. We have our hook to move risers around.
Aloha! We are Team Hanamizuki. Haru and Nae are 5th grade. I'm 4th grade. I'm driver. I'm programmer. I'm a builder. This blue wall push a riser straight. Someday we want to join Pan Pacific tournament in Hawaii. So let's do it. Mahalo.
Kazuki and Hyuga. We are 6th grade from Tokyo, Japan. We are Beast Hunter. Yay!
We started Vex 2 years ago. Our robot can carry 3 lasers at once.
We are #1 player in Japan, so we want to go to finals. Yay!
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, thank you very much to all of the teams. So now let's get into the action here. We're going to have ourselves a great competition. Plays a little bit like a conference tournament, if you will. If you're accustomed to more like basketball or baseball or in collegiate sports, it kind of works the same way as a tournament. Two teams will get a bye to start off, and that will be 14366A. That'll be your team from Folsom, California. That is Generation Artemis, as well as the team from Tokyo, Japan. That is Team D, Beast Hunter 54506D. The first matchup to go through, though, will be 28100B. That will be Kaimiloa Robotics team from Eva Beach taking on the Mechaneers out of Hilo, Hawaii 2718A. Then the second matchup of the first round will be team 28100A, the other team from Kaimiloa, as well as team 54506A. That would be the team from Hanamizuki of Tokyo, Japan. So we could see a Japan versus Japan, same team kind of thing if they move on, but we'll see how these matches go. So let's go underway with match number 1 here. And again, match number 1, 28100B taking on 2718A. This is Rise Above. We'll explain the rules as we go along here. But it's a little bit tricky because this year is a little bit different with the games. Let's take a look at these teams right now. And first up is Team 28100B, which is Kaimiloa Robotics team. That's the team out of Eva Beach. You can see the risers all over the place. Now, one riser inside of that blue box will score you 1 point, and each riser on top will be an additional point. It looks like they're going to go for a double riser here, which is great news because if they can now get another 3 inside, or rather 3 in a row inside, they're going to be able to get themselves a bonus 30 points for the purple stack, and it's already 35 seconds left to go here for their side. They're going to bring up another 3 risers. That's going to be a big row for them in the purple. They switch off before the 25-second mark. They'll place it down, and they will score themselves a few points. Not really going for any other color other than that. They're just going to try to stack up this last purple one, try to get that into the row, maybe get themselves just under 90 points here. We'll see what happens. But try to get that triple stack up for the full 90 row, and they will do so. Do they have enough time left is the question. They'll try to push one more in just under the buzzer, and that will do it. They'll drop the controller on the ground, and a big-time score for them, 103 points, as you can see on their screen. And a good score for them with the 3-row. 3 stacks in the 3-row, full 90 points for them. And now let's take a look at the Mechaneers time. It's 2718A out of Hilo, Hawaii. Let's see what they want to do here. You can see the purple stack twice on top of each other here. You can see the clock held up by one of the students on the right side there with about 45 seconds left to go. They're going to go ahead and try again. Each one of the risers is worth 1 point as long as it's inside of the box, and anything stacked on top is worth an additional point. But get it within the 3 rows, and that 3 stack is worth 30 additional points. That stack could mean 33 points for you if you place it up high enough. 25 seconds left to go here. Students have to switch off the controllers before the 25-second mark, in between 35 and 25. We'll see what the Mechaneers want to do here as they're going to try to grab that double stack, placing it on top. Can they land it very safely on? They will. They'll let go of it just in time with 10 seconds left to go. See if they can place that last one on top. They got to go pretty high for this one. See if they can get the 90-pointer just inside. They will be able to do so with 1 second left to go, and they'll run out of time just right there. We'll see if it's enough points for them. They've got 3 full stacks, though, they've got 3 full stacks, and they got 3 in a row. That's at least 99 points. We'll see if that works out in their favor, and it is a 102 final right there, but they are 1 point shy. They are just outside of the marker for the 1 point side, so 28100B. If they had knocked in that extra orange like the Kaimiloa Robotics team did, they would have been tied. We would have maybe had to play another one if that was the case, but instead, 1 point difference moves on the team from Kaimiloa, and they will face off against the team out of Folsom, California, coming up next. Now we move on into our second matchup, which is 28-100A taking on 54-506A. Again, running through the teams here. 28-100A, Kaimi Loa Robotics team. The other team out of the other side of Eva Beach, as well as one of our Japan teams. This is Hanamizuki coming up for them, and we will take a first look at Kaimi Loa, as we'll see what they're going to do. They're going to start off with the blue side this time. Those teams starting off with the purple. This time they're going to start off with the blue. And it looks like they will get the triple stack up first side. It's going to be good news for them. So we'll see where else they want to go here. With their other stack, they've got another one up on top. So a completed row was 102 points, just by the way. So we'll see if this works out in their favor. They're going to go for the complete roll, and they've got two full stacks, but only one on the blue side with about 25 seconds left to go. Only one student, so no switch off here for the controllers. They've got a purple one in, but they got to knock at least two more inside of the roll. Do they have enough time is the question here. What we'll see. They're going to try to push in another one. Do they have enough time to lift up that last second one? We'll see if they can get it up just in time. No, it knocks over. And I don't know if they're going to have enough time to pick up another one, trying to get another point off. And the buzzer will sound right there. Controller will drop on the ground. 2 or 3 full stacks just in different positions, but it's still good enough to get the 108 points because you do have that additional 30 from that other side and knocking in a few as well. So a great, great play. Again, completed roll plus 3 on top of that. So a good one, a good matchup for the team out of Kaimi Loa. Now we get to see our first look at one of the Japan teams. This is Hanamizuki 54-506A. And you can see the time held up by somebody gracious on the top right side. 1 minute on the clock here for the Hanamizuki team. Already placing up their first purple riser, sitting at their other two and having a little bit of trouble to start, but will look to place that one down. 2 more risers going on top. Will that be safe to stand? Yes, it will be. Almost a perfect stand, actually. They're going to get themselves a couple of points. 35 seconds left to go. Pushing in the orange one. Got to switch off before the 25-second mark. About 30 seconds left to go, and they will switch off with about 27 seconds left to go, excuse me. They're going to get 2 completed rolls now off that. I believe if that orange one in the back line has enough for the points, they're going to get 2 completed rows now. We'll see if they can land up with an additional 30 here. It's got to be big, as they got to land up with another double stack up. I don't know if they have enough time. 10 seconds left to go. They got to place this one pretty fast now, as they're going to place it down. And a very nice job from the Hanamizuki team. It looks like they're just going to spin around, and that will do it. Controller will drop on the ground. A very nice role play for the Hanamizuki team. They will score it up, and we will see what their final points are at the end of that. And a very, very, very nice job. 2 completed rows. Again, each completed row is worth plus 3 on the board, so 102 for a completed triple stack. Not too many triple stacks here. Only got 2 full stacks. We'll see where it lands up in the end. So they're going to chase around the camera here. Oh, it does not look like, we got a little glimpse of it in the back line, but does not look like that last orange one will be in the row for the completed row for them. So unfortunate, that will not be the case. They will get 72 points in the end, which means the other Kaimi Loa Robotics team will move on. Unfortunately, Hanamizuki will not move on. 1 Japan team left to go, but now we get to see a little bit of a mix. So Kaimi Loa, now the only Hawaii team left to go. Match number 3 will be the upper bracket of our semifinals. This will feature our first try from Generation Artemis out of Folsom, California. And on the other side of that will be Kaimi Loa Robotics team out of Eva Beach. That is Team B, who won their first matchup. Let's take a look at the Folsom team with 1 minute on the clock. Countdown begins, and they are underway here. They're going to go ahead and push in the light blue. Starting up from the blue-orange side, you get to start off on either half, really, on either the orange-purple half or the blue-orange half. This time, the Folsom team is going to start off from the light blue side, as they're just going to push in the complete row here, and they're going to go right away for the orange. This is a fast-paced strategy from the looks of it. Let's see if they can go up for the double stack here for the blue. And they will have a very fast stack. 35 seconds left to go, and they could go for another complete one if they wanted to. But now they're going to go to the other side. Maybe just to complete off the orange side. Or no, they're going to go for the purple side this time. They're going to go for the double, but 25 seconds left to go. Not a lot of time to maybe get a complete row here for the purple. They're going to get a very fast one, but if you can stack fast, that helps you out so much in this situation. And they're going to see if they can push in the last orange and the last purple. Most likely, they've got the purple in. Do they have enough time to get an orange one in, or are they going to go for the complete stack up here? They're going to go for the purple one. Do they have enough time before the buzzer? They let go, and yes, they do. Good score for them. Coming up here, 4 full stacks the first time. We will see 4 full stacks here inside of our tournament. We may see them going forward here if that's the case. They're going to push forward. I do not think they get the orange row, but they do get 2 completed rows. This is going to be a very, very big score for them. And imagine if they had a second teammate helping them out with that middle. That would be a huge score for them, but they're playing by themselves. The orange row is not completed from the looks of it, but they still get the riser in. 2 out of the 3 for the orange row. And again, you get points as well for being a complete row and a diagonal that's got to be the same color, so they won't get anything other than the 3 rows for them. But a great, great score overall for their score.
142.
And it looks like the final score here, if they calculated it right, and it is 142 points for them. The team out of Folsom doing some work. And now we get to see the team out of Ka'imiloa try to meet their match, And the purple one coming underway here. Let's see where they place theirs up. The purple full stack there. They're going to place another one inside of that purple row. See how fast they can do it. Now, the team out of Folsom had a very fast match and a very fast stacking power. 35 seconds left to go. They already got a switch before the 25-second mark. They will switch off before then, so it's a clean switch. So they'll get the purple one upstairs, and it lands safely. Just a little wobbly, a little off-centered, but it still lands up being good. They're going to try to stack that purple one up, maybe on that other one, and try to get a full stack up here. Do they have enough time is the question. They're going to try to place one on top of each other. Do they have enough time? They're going to try to place it, and they will. 3 full stacks up in the same row. Big score coming for them there. They're going to push in the orange riser, and that is the buzzer. Controller will drop, and that will be 103 points for them, but it will not be enough to move them on into the championship game, which means the team from Folsom, California, is inside of the Artemis STEM Challenge Championship. It is 14-3-6-6-8. And they will move on to the championship. Now, their championship match will be determined against the Ka'imiloa Robotics team or against Beast Hunter from the looks of it here. We'll see where they go. Ka'imiloa underway here with their 60 seconds on the clock. They've got themselves the blue stack up on the right side, starting off with a blue-orange half. And they're going to try to push in their own. Now, again, only 1 student here, so no switch-off needed at the 35-second mark. They're going to try for the double stack here. Very fast take as well. I don't know if I'd say as fast as the Artemis team, but they might give them a good run for their money. The purple will go ahead and push in. They're just going to drive right around of the orange ones just to get to the purple ones. Maybe the easiest ones out of all of them. Pushing the orange one with about 20 seconds left to go now. See if they can get the complete row and the complete stacks. They've got 3 complete stacks, See if they can go for the 4th one. Maybe help themselves out with the points a little bit shaky. Can they get up there in time? It's a little off center. No, it falls over. So 3 complete stacks, but still the row. They get 108, still a good score for them over the triple-digit mark. 108 will be the score, and now we'll see if Beast Hunter out of Tokyo, Japan, can take that match on. 108 is the score to beat here. 1 minute and a gracious monitor provided with the time for us here. As you can see that monitor right in play. So about 50 seconds left to go here. Purple stack already up and away. Very nice atmosphere around them too. I always like the Japanese, the atmosphere of the Japanese room around them. 38 seconds left to go as well. You've got the 2 stack coming up, and that is good for them on the purple side, the completed row for them. Now they're going to go straight for the orange, something we have not seen yet. Most teams would go for the blue or the purple. This time, they're going to go for the orange. Clean swap before the 25-second mark. We're going to see if this works out in their favor. About 15 seconds left to go. Try for another stack here. Where are they going to place that is the question. They only have 10 seconds left to go. They might want to try to drag that over into their side now. 5 seconds left to go. They got to turn around and hurry here inside of that stack. Do they have it? Yes, they do with 1 second left. That will do it. Drops the controller, and they are clapping for themselves. A great, great round for them. It looks like 4 complete stacks. Might be 5th, actually, if I see this correctly, but it looks like they do have 2 complete stacks. This should be a good amount of points coming toward them could be giving, if they move on here, could be giving Generation Artemis a run for their money. Beast Hunter looking for a good amount of points. It looks like they do have 3 complete rows. Nothing on the blue side, but 4 complete stacks, 2 complete rows, and a lot of points headed their way. What will their final tally be? Adria will give us their final tally. It will be a 140 score, and if that's officially correct, we'll see it on our screen here in a little while. And they're just showing it for us just so that we know that they're tallying it up on their side. But and we'll see what their official score is as we final up tally. They're pretty happy with it, and I'd be happy with a 140 as well in their case. And yes, the official score 140 on your screen. So now we get to see a great championship matchup. It is Folsom taking it on Tokyo, California versus Japan. And we are going to have ourselves a great championship match. But before that, let's take a look at Team 4270B, the Crusaders out of St. Louis.
Aloha judges, we are Team 4270B, the Crusaders from St. Louis School located in Honolulu, Hawaii. This is our 4th year as a middle school robotics team, and our vision is to use robotics to help our community here in Honolulu, Hawaii.
In times like this with the pandemic, automation is encouraged to reduce contact between people and objects. With this year's theme being technology, we wanted to create and model a smart home. A smart home is a home with automation, consisting of heating, lighting, and other electronics controlled by phone or computer. These smart homes can also be controlled autonomously.
With many homes nowadays, most people would have to manually turn off and on light switches, turn on a fan, and also contact the doorbell in order to ring it. A low-contact automated home would be a home that would turn off and on lights, heating systems, and even ring doorbells automatically.
For our model smart home, we wanted to use different sensors and peripherals that corresponded to what we needed our smart home to do. The peripherals that we used for this project are temperature sensor, light sensor, push button, and LEDs. After learning and understanding about the sensors we'll be using, we started to 3D model our scaled down house. When it came to scaling, we had to scale down an average sized house to our 12-inch by 12-inch wooden board. We started by using the 3D model platform Tinkercad. The first step was building each individual wall section. We have 11 walls, 3 windows, 1 bar counter, and other furniture to point out which room is which. As we started to 3D print, we ran into a problem. Our 3D printers didn't have a big enough plane to print a whole section. Therefore, we printed different sections to fit in the 3D printer's build area. After we finished printing each section, we began to hot glue each house section onto the board.
After the completion of our house model, we used an Arduino and breadboard to test the functionality of the sensors and peripherals. The first sensor that we programmed was a temperature sensor, and the temperature sensor determines when to automatically turn the ceiling fan on. The second was the light sensor to help us determine when to automatically turn on the porch lights. The light sensor can also determine if it is day or night. Our last sensor was the push button, and this sensor would be the key to our doorbell because when the push button is pressed, our doorbell would ring. Our next step is to wire and solder the electronics on the model home. Everything functioned as planned, and this made us realize that as growing engineers, we can help and create ways to enhance our community. This is what our model home would be like in the end. It would also include more sensors like these. In this project, we got to see, learn, and understand how technologies are able to enhance our communities. Especially in this pandemic, creating an almost hands-free area would encourage the reopening of the world.
This has been Team 4270B with our project, The Contactless Home. We hope you enjoyed our presentation. Aloha!
And welcome back, everybody. Here, thank you to 4270B, the Crusaders out of St. Louis, for their video right there. And, you know, at the end it says Miss Fung for the credits, but we all know she didn't do much of the work. No, I'm just joking. Adria is our editor. Thank you very much to Adria. It'd be funny with her around, and for some people to be laughing at that joke. But again, it's kind of a weird year. It's kind of a weird time for us. I'm hoping that when we're putting this all together, she gets a laugh, where I might get a text message or a call saying, "Hey, what the heck, man?" So we'll see how that works out in the end. But ready or not, here we go with our championship matchup. 14-3-66A taking on 54-506D in our final matchup. Again, the teams playing by themselves. Normally in the Teamwork Challenge, you'd see two teams playing with each other. Not the case this time. They are playing one-on-one here. Kind of like a skills v skills sort of a thing. We'll see where this lands up. But 14-3-66A, Generation Artemis out of Folsom, California will go first. Let's see where they land up. Again, a good score to start. 142 was their first round score. We're going to see where this lands up in a little while here. Two stack already good. Again, they start off on the same side on that blue side. We're going to see if they try to knock that one in. They're going to knock in the blue one right away. Maybe not the orange one just yet. Maybe they'll get to that in a little while, but they're going to move on over into the side of the blue stack now. And we're going to see them get up and away with 35 seconds left to go. Have to switch before the 25-second mark, which they do. Very clean switch. They've got the complete row from the looks of it for the blue side, and now they're going to try to push that orange in. Pushing the purple in with about 25 seconds left to go now. Looking for that double purple stack. Very fast again on the draw. You can see this team working very fast with their stack. Not hesitant whatsoever. They're going to push themselves another riser inside of the blue box. Can they get up in time? Only a few seconds left to go. Almost tilting over that riser. Tilting riser wouldn't count. See if they can get that one in just in time under the buzzer. And we will see what their final score is. 4 complete risers from the looks of it. 4 complete stacks and some, I think it was 1 or 2 oranges inside of the blue box, which should help their score out a little bit. Looks to be only 1 orange inside of the box. But otherwise, a complete row, a good overall score for them. Again, 142 was their starter. We'll see what their official score is overall. But again, you can see the camera just panning around here just to get their official final score in for our official, aka our editor, aka Adria. We're gonna see what they do overall here. 141 will be the final score. 1 point, just 1 point shy of their final score from the first round, but now we get to see Beast Hunter. Their score was 140. This would be 1 point shy if they landed up with the same exact score. And now 54-506D Beast Hunter aiming to stop Generation Artemis, aiming to put Japan #1 here in our Artemis STEM tournament. So 1 minute on the clock. And already getting the purple stacks up, pushing in the orange one just ever so smoothly. And again, the orange one first being pushed in and then getting the purple one. Looking for the double stack, and they still got plenty of time on the clock. And you see this clamp system as well. Very nicely done with a stack. No hesitation whatsoever. Again, might be just as fast on the draw with a team out of Generation Artemis. They've got the 3 stack from the orange as well. 25 seconds left to go now. And we're going to see what they can do. Maybe get the orange one in for 2 completed rows. They do. So now 20 seconds left to go. Are they going to go for a 4th stack? They are. They're going to look to stack up that other orange one in the backside. Looking for maybe one more, but they've got 10 seconds left to go. This is going to be close. They've got to go without any hesitation. They got to turn around. They got to place it down. 3 seconds left to go. They placed it down just in time, placing down the controller, and I'd be pretty happy with that as well. They're going to clap a little bit, but they know that they might have this here with 2 completed rows in the orange, 4 completed stacks up. We will see how much that score is. That score is 140. Again, the same score. And they're pretty happy with a 140 score. I'd be too, but the championship match not going to be enough, which means our team from Generation Artemis, 141 the final score, 142 in their first match, 141 in their second match. It's enough to be called Artemis Challenge champions. So congratulations to them, and what a round overall for the Generation Artemis team. And what fitting way for them to win the tournament or the challenge rather, named after their team, or their team named after Artemis, or whichever way you want to call it. Congratulations to them. So now, before we head out and before we give our closing remarks, let's take a look at one of our teams here, 101428. This is the Green Tigers out of Manoa.
Last year was very different from this year for many reasons. It was a lot easier back then because we could all work together in person. During tournaments, there was always a big crowd of parents watching their kids drive, which was exciting. Now, a lot has changed about how we attend school and robotics. We have to social distance and we can't gather in any large groups at all. We have to do everything virtually and practice distantly most of the time. Competing has changed a lot for us, and not in a good way, but we adapted and we will do our best.
This pandemic changed how we work together and do robotics. Instead of meeting in person at school, now we meet online. Building has been the most difficult process so far. We have to build at home and sometimes we don't have the parts we need. When that happens, we email our coaches for the parts and then our parents pick them up. Our engineering notebook is now digital instead of being in a book. We write our entries in Google Docs and design our robot in Jamboard. We share pictures and files with each other on Google Drive. This is how we are building at home.
Now there are more distractions around us than at school. We can get off task, which makes focusing a little bit more difficult. We've also learned how to properly manage our time and set appropriate goals. We set dates that our projects need to be done by. Now we need to build separately, which makes it harder because we can't work together in person. It's important to be able to work with each other. We need to know that our team can do some parts of the projects, so when we choose our part, we stick to it.
Robotics is still fun and exciting because we get to design and build. We are all looking forward to working with other teams in these challenging times.
All right, and that is from the Green Tigers out of Manoa, of course. It's showing us the distance learning, the socially distant challenge with all of this, but then persevering through it, as is most teams, as are most students and teachers and parents and all of that. So again, shout out to everybody that's making it through this pandemic, and again, shout out to all the teams that are making it through with the situation that they've been dealt. Want to thank first all the teams here as we close out our Artemis Challenge. Want to thank all the teams here that have participated. 3 from Hawaii, 1 from California, 2 from Japan. First off to the Hawaii teams, the Mechaneers out of Hilo, and then the 2 Ka'imiloa robotics teams out of Eva Beach. Then you've got the team from Generation Artemis out of Folsom, California. And we hope that maybe someday they can come out to a tournament out here in Hawaii, or, you know, some teams go out to California and meet Generation Artemis as well. It'd be great to have, when we can get back to live tournaments, that they can come out here and, you know, show us what they got. They're champions after all of this challenge. Might as well show us what they've got over here, and we'd be glad to have them. As well as, and we also want to say a big thank you to our teams from Tokyo, Japan, Hanamizuki, as well as Beast Hunters. Arigatou gozaimasu for their participation in this Artemis Challenge. Want to give some special shout-outs one more time to Dr. Frankie Zhu, who came on to talk about her robotics project. Special thanks as well to St. Louis and the Green Tigers out of Manoa Elementary for their video presentations, as well as any video presentations, and again to all the teams for participating here. Big shout-out to Art and Reen Kimura, who make this event possible, as well as Adria, our editor, producer, I mean, whatever you want to call her. But I feel like that St. Louis video got stuck in there because of her. No, I'm just joking. I promise. I'm just joking. That was my last joke of the day. I promise. We'll see you guys, and hopefully, again, whenever the next tournament is, whenever the next live tournament is, I hope to see all of you there. No matter if you're graduating from IQ or regular VEX, no matter where you are, to get back to some normalcy would be great. And again, please take care of each other. Please take care of one another. And when we get back, it will be all smiles. We'll see you guys later. Take care, everybody. Aloha. Congratulations again to Generation Artemis for winning the Artemis STEM Challenge. And a big, big aloha to everybody. Take care.